Most people burn a hard inquiry every single time they ask for a credit limit increase, and they have no idea they did it until it shows up on their credit report 30 days later. Here's why. Nobody tells you this. At the exact same bank, on the exact same card, the exact same request can be a soft pull or a hard pull, depending on one thing. Not your score, not your income. It's all about how you asked. Open the app and tap the button, soft pull. Pick up the phone and call, and that same request is now a hard inquiry stuck in your report for 2 years. So in this video, I'm going to give you every single lender that does soft pull credit limit increases in 2026. And I'm going to tell you exactly which channel to use at each one. And I'm going to show you the 3 ways people are stacking limits right now without touching their score at all. Some of the lists floating around are from 5, 6 years old, they're outdated, and those banks don't even exist anymore, or they don't offer soft pull anymore. This is updated as of 2026. If you're new to the channel, welcome back to the Credit with Colin channel. 8-year United States Marine Corps veteran. I run a funding company with 20 plus employees. We currently fund $5 million a month in 0% business credit approvals for our clients. Links to work with my team to fix your credit or get 100K plus in funding, work with my top funding advisor, is in a pinned comment description below. So a lot of the information is just outdated on the internet. Let me show you what I mean. 3 of the banks that used to headline every soft pull list are gone or just changing hands. Number 1, Bank of the West. That was the classic bonus pick on everybody's list, but it got absorbed by BMO Harris back in September of 2023. They don't even exist anymore. If a video is still telling you to go get a Bank of the West card, that video is 3 years stale. Number 2, Discover is now Capital One. They completed their acquisition of Discover in May of 2025, and starting July 2026, they've actually updated their website. Everything is now Capital One. My Discover cards have become Capital One. Your card still works, but the backend is changing, which means the limit increase logic can also change with it. Number 3, the Apple Card. In 2026, JP Morgan Chase took over as the issuer when it was previously Goldman Sachs. That transition runs about 24 months or so, and so the card is in a handoff period right now, and things are changing. So real quick, why does this even matter? 2 reasons. Reason 1 is utilization. Let's say you have a $5,000 limit and you are carrying a $2,000 balance. That's 40% utilization, and it's dragging your score down. It's affecting your approval odds. Now you get that limit raised to 15K with the same $2,000 balance, you just drop to a 13% utilization without having to pay down a single dollar. It's the same debt, but a different denominator, and it can increase your scores. Reason 2, and this is the one that my clients care about the most, every hard inquiry you burn on a limit increase is one you did not have available when you go for real funding. When we take a client through a round of business funding, we want their inquiry count clean and their existing limits high, because a bank that sees you already carrying a 30K line from another lender will underwrite you completely different than a bank looking at a $2,000 starter card or a store card. So the play is really simple. You want to grow all of your existing limits with soft pull credit line increases as often as you possibly can. You want to save your hard pulls for new accounts that will actually bring you new cash or rewards to the table. So let me break it down into 3 tiers. Tier 1, these are the ones where a customer requested an increase and it's a soft pull as a matter of the policy. Hit these aggressively. American Express is the gold standard, and it's not even close. They do not do a hard pull for credit limit increases on existing cards, period. 3 things you need to know. First, the 3 times rule. American Express will let you request up to 3 times your current credit limit in a single request. That means 5K becomes 15K. Ask for more than 3 times and the system typically just rejects it, so don't waste your request. Second is going to be timing. American Express own guidance says you could request an increase every 3 months. A lot of the veteran community waits 91 days to be safe as well. And third, pay attention here. This is the one that turns into a hard pull. If American Express comes back with a counter offer and you decline it and demand a higher number, that can trigger a hard pull. So take the counter offer, wait 90 days, then ask again. And a warning, do not inflate your income on the request form. American Express does financial reviews. If they ask for proof and your numbers do not back it up, they can cap you, they can shut you down, and they do keep a list, a naughty list. So be accurate and you can still win at this bank. Next up is Bank of America. They stopped hard pulling for credit limit increases back in May of 2018. And it's been like that ever since. You want to request through the app or online. Now, here's a bonus move. If they will not raise your total exposure, you could call in and ask them to reallocate your limits. You can move limit from a card you do not use onto a card you do. And recent reports have that they are being handled as a soft pull as well. Chase, but only in the app. This is one of the biggest reversals on the whole list, and most people still have it wrong. Chase used to do a hard pull for every request, and in March of 2023, they sent an internal memo to their own bankers confirming that the credit limit request increases will not require a credit pull in the app. If you are pre-approved, it is often a soft pull, and it is instant. You call Chase on the phone and ask for the same thing, and you're looking at a hard inquiry. We see this at a lot of different banks like Navy Fed. A lot of banks, if you call in for the request, it will be a hard credit check. Capital One, they soft pull for customer request increase once every 6 months through the app or online. Do not call in again. You will get hit with a hard pull. They are stingy with their increases. It's typically not going to be large. You're not going to double or triple your limits. You're going to have to do this every 6 months as often as possible to get a good comparable credit limit here for other funding approvals. Now, Discover, they work on an accept or reject model, and this is the part where people mess it up. You put in the number you want, right? Discover either approves it, which is a soft pull, or they counter with a smaller number. If you accept the counter, it's still soft pull. There is even this button that says request further review. If you click that button, that's when the hard pull will happen. So the rule is take what they give you or walk away. Do not click any further. And again, reminder, Capital One migrated. You log in your Discover website, and you'll now see that it is Capital One. Discover was doing it every 30 days. But now that they've been absorbed by Capital One, it's looking like it's going to transition to 6 months. Wells Fargo, mostly soft pulls with occasional hard pull reports mixed in there. The good news is their representatives will usually tell you which one it's going to be before they submit the request. So ask the question directly and you get the answer before you say yes. Now, for the business owners watching, multiple industry reports have Wells Fargo business credit card limit increases suspended since late 2023. So plan your business stack around that you probably won't be getting increases there. Circuit Bank, they own a bunch of different store cards, right? And increases are generally a soft pull every 6 months as long as your account's been open for at least 60 days. Now, Community Cadence is about every 90 days or so. Two things though. One, Synchrony does not like what they consider credit-seeking behavior. A lot of inquiries. Hammering increased requests across 5 different Synchrony accounts that you own all in the same week. That's how people start getting their limits slashed or their accounts closed. So you want to space these out every month or two. And number 2, there's a widely reported internal exposure ceiling of around 100K across all your Synchrony accounts combined. Once you approach it, that's when the increases are going to start to dry up. Store card hack, while we are still here, furniture, home good retailers tend to issue higher limits than apparel retailers because the average ticket size is bigger. Also, Home Depot and Lowe's cards, we get every 6 months, we do a soft pull credit line increase on those, even from 2K all the way to 30K. It's a good comparable credit limit card. PNC, they do soft pull for increased requests in most cases once every 6 months. Same trap as everywhere else. If you decline their offer and push for a bigger number, that is where the hard pull will show up. Now, tier 2 is the one I really wanted to make this video for. These lenders can go either way. And the deciding factor is usually how you asked or how much you asked for. Citibank is a perfect example of why the app matters. Here's the actual tell. When you request an increase online or in the app, you read the disclosure language on the screen. If it says the words, "We will not obtain a credit bureau report to evaluate your request," you're safe. That is going to be a soft pull typically all the way through. If the language says something like, you could be approved instantly without a credit bureau report, that word could is doing a lot of work. That means it does not approve instantly and it may actually be a hard pull. The second tell is instant decision generally means soft pull. If Citi tells you they will get back to you in 7 to 10 days, that usually means a human is going to be pulling your file. And third, if Citi offers you a number and you push for more, just like a lot of other banks, expect a hard pull. Bottom line, read the screen, don't skim. And again, this is another one, the mobile app, we've been doing this for years, tends to be a soft pull. Calling in could be a hard pull. Navy Federal, this is where the app versus the phone gets really misunderstood. So let me give you the real mechanics here. It is not purely about the channel. It is also about the dollar amount and whether a human has to look at it. So the widely reported threshold is going to be $25,000 in exposure. Requests that keep you under that line typically come back as an instant soft pull, especially through the mobile app. We've had reports of people telling us they called in, they got hit with a hard pull. So if you push too high, that's when the manual review definitely comes in, a hard inquiry comes in. So here's how to read the response. If it approves instantly, soft pull, it instantly counters with a lower number, still a soft pull. If it says you will be notified in 3 to 5 business days, that's typically a manual review, and that's usually where you're going to get hit with a hard credit check. If you get that message, some people have had success calling immediately, trying to cancel requests before processes or even freezing their bureaus. Now, treat that as a coin flip. It's better than nothing, right? At least you have some control. 2 more rules from a lot of people in the community. Wait at least 3 months from account opening before your first request and roughly 91 days between requests after that. And know that Navy Federal has internal caps on how much unsecured revolving they will carry for one member. And I was a Marine. Navy Federal is one of the strongest relationships you can build on the personal credit side to get high comparable limits for business funding. Comenity / Bread Financial. If you have a store card that is not Synchrony, it's probably going to be Comenity. Now, the requests are typically soft pull. Where people get burned is by calling in. That is where the hard pull reports tend to come in. They also give you a checkbox consenting to a credit pull. You can leave it unchecked and still receive increases. People do it all the time. Now, even their own reps will tell you they cannot tell you in advance if it's going to be hard pull or soft pull. So you're going to treat this one as a soft pull. Definitely not going to be 100%, and you could freeze, right? That I'm going to tell you here in a minute, the method that you can use. US Bank, they have gone back and forth over the years. For a stretch, they clearly advertised the online requested as a soft pull. Then the wording changed. Today, it's usually soft pull through the online form or even the phone line, but not always, and larger requests are more likely going to trip a hard pull. Barclays, there's a lot of conflicting data on this one. There are reports that customer-initiated increases are no longer a hard pull and a long history of the opposite. What is not in dispute is that Barclays is very good about automatic increases at the 6 and 12-month mark without you even asking. So play with Barclays is just be patient, use the card, and let them do the increase for you. Alliant Credit Union soft only if you are part of one of their targeted increase campaigns. Call in and request one cold, and that is going to be a hard pull, so you're going to want to wait till they give you an offer, just like Barclays. FNBO, First National Bank of Omaha, follows the size rule. Smaller requests tend to come back soft pull. The larger requests tend to go hard pull, so you want to ask small and ask often. TD Bank is going to be same conflict as Barclays. There are reports updating that TD no longer does hard pull, and TD's own documentation on their help part of their website historically said the opposite, so I would freeze before you go and apply for this one just to be safe. Department stores, national banks, which is like Macy's, Bloomingdale's, this is Citi's private label cards, and if you meet their internal criteria, it's going to be soft pull. If you do not, it's going to be hard pull. You can do this every 6 months. Now, tier 3 is the fast round. These are hard pulls when you initiate. Now, with these, you're only going to want to do the increase if it is worth getting a hard inquiry because it's almost certain. USAA, always a hard pull once every 6 months. Fifth Third, phone only, hard pull, and the maximum increase is reportedly $3K. It's not even worth it, in my opinion. Chase over the phone, already covered, is going to be a hard pull. On the app is a soft pull. Credit One, customer requested, is going to be a hard pull, but their automatic increases are soft, so let them come to you. Mission Lane Tab, you cannot request an increase at all. They review automatically around 6 to 7 months. JCB is going to be a hard pull plus employment and address verification, and State Department FCU is going to be a hard credit check. Now, here are the 3 moves that separate people who understand what they're doing from those who just watch the listed video but don't employ strategy. Play number 1 is going to be freeze first. This is the single best trick for every lender in tier 2. Before you submit a request to a bank where you are not sure if it's going to be a hard pull or soft pull, freeze your credit report on all 3 bureaus. It's free. It takes less than 10 minutes to do. Just Google Experian Freeze, Equifax Freeze, or TransUnion Freeze. Make a free account and you can initiate it or lift it whenever you want. Once they're frozen, now you can submit the request. If it was going to be a soft pull, it goes through fine because a freeze does not block soft pulls. If it was going to be a hard pull, the bank cannot access your file and the request just flat out gets declined or it fails. Now, worst case, you got declined. Best case, you found out the answer for free. Either way, no inquiry on your report. Unfreeze when you are done. That one tip is worth watching this whole video. Play number 2, move the credit you already have. You don't always have to get a new limit or an increased limit. Sometimes you just need to move limits you already have. Chase allows you to self-service credit line transfer tool. It's by calling in the customer service line. You can move your available credit limits between your Chase cards yourself, even online sometimes, or in the app, no phone call or credit check required. And the card you are pulling from generally needs to be about 1 year old. You move in $100 increments. Each card has to be a minimum limit, like 1K, and you get roughly 2 to 3 transfers every 30 days. Personal, or business to business. You can't do personal to business. American Express has this online for years, and they allow personal to business. And Bank of America will do it over the phone. They allow personal, business to business. Now, let's say you got approved for a new card with a low limit, but you have an older card with like high limit and it's expired 0%. You can move that to the new card. Play number 3, you want to sequence your requests before you need the money. This one is straight out of what we do for our clients. If you know you are going after a mortgage, an auto loan, or a round of funding in the next 60 to 90 days, run every soft pull increase you have available 60 days before you apply. American Express, B of A, Chase, in the app, Capital One, Discover, Synchrony Bank, PNC, your total available credit goes up, your utilization goes down, your inquiry count doesn't move an inch, and then you walk into the application with a stronger, thicker, broader file with higher limits than you had previously. We recommend everybody do this in their optimization phase before they do funding. The best time to request is right after you had a statement where you used up the card and you paid it down as much as possible. Now, here's 2 things that are part of my philosophy before I let you go. Mistake number 1 is going to be opening a pile of junk store cards just to chase limits, right? Apple Card, I see people open 6 cards, right? You're wasting your time. In the new scoring models, these aren't even going to count. You want to build bank-issued relationships. Chase, American Express, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, PNC, Truist, Navy Federal, community banks, and credit unions. Stay away from the store cards. You will get denied for too many recent accounts. If you opened 3 accounts in the last 6 to 12 months, it's going to make it so hard to get approved for a business funding round. Every account should have a job to build a relationship to get you 0% no doc high limit business funding or to get cash rewards, travel rewards, etc. Mistake number 2 is disputing inquiries on open accounts that you want to keep, right? If you dispute an inquiry with an open account reporting to your personal credit reports, it will typically almost certainly result in the closure of that account, right? Yes, you can per the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you can dispute anything on your credit report, right? But if you dispute an open account that is reporting, it will get the account closed and shut down. The only time you can remove hard inquiries is for business funding approvals or denials, for personal denials, or if you remove the hard inquiry before the personal approval post to your personal credit report. Guys, as always, don't be a mouth breather. Like and subscribe. Drop a comment below, please. Ask me any question. I personally answer all of them. Or just show me some support. Drop an emoji. As always, guys, if you want to work with my top funding advisor, get $100K to $1 million in 0% low interest funding, business lines of credit with no docs, etc. The link is in the pinned comment below. Link to fix your credit as well, and the link to join the school community. My team will scrub your hard inquiries on all 3 bureaus, and we'll build you a personalized funding plan with all the best lenders in your area. It's Credit with Colin. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America. Hope to see you guys on the next one. Deuces.